Hello and welcome to the State of District 88. I'm Dr. Scott Helton, Superintendent of District 88, and I thank you for joining us today. This ongoing segment features the news and successes of District 88, which is comprised of Addison, Trail, and Willowbrook high schools. We look forward to sharing with you the great accomplishments of your hometown high schools through this program. To start off programming for the 2017-2018 school year, we're proud to introduce members of the Willowbrook history-making Special Olympics volleyball team. For the first time in school history, the team is qualified to compete in the Special Olympics Illinois Fall Games. With me today are Christian Manning and TREY NASTALI, along with the principal from Willowbrook, Mr. Dan KRAUSE. Well, Dan, why don't you talk a little bit and give me some highlights from this historic season?
Well, it truly has been historic. That's the word we've been using for the work that you guys have put in to get to this point. Obviously, representing all of Willowbrook High School and the competitive games that you've had leading up to the qualifying tournament you had in LaGrange, you know, it's been exciting to watch how much you guys have improved and developed, and now you're going to state this coming weekend out in Rockford. And couldn't be more proud of you guys and knowing that the whole school is excited for the work you guys have put in. It's been tremendous.
Christian, I understand you scored the game-winning point to send you to state. How did that feel?
Good.
Now, what did your teammates say? Were they all very excited?
Yes.
Who are some of your teammates? You probably need to give them a shout out or they're not going to be happy with us.
Maddie, Jack, Joe, Max, Coach Murphy, Miss Lamity, Maggie, and
this guy Trey, right?
Trey.
Right.
TREY NASTALI. We talk about Jose Cimental, Maria Gonzalez, Madeline Ticknell, Christian Manning, and TREY NASTALI, who are with us today, and then Jack Ticknell, and then Joseph Bertuca. So all you guys work together to capture the first state qualifying victory in the history of Willowbrook and volleyball. That's so exciting.
Very exciting.
We want to talk a little bit about the coaches.
You bet. Miss Linwood, Miss Lamberty, Mrs. Linwood now very excited about the work that the team has put in and the development they've had, because this is a component of the rest of our competitive seasons that our students participate in, which includes basketball and track. So basketball in the winter and track in the spring. But volleyball, this is only our second season of really competing, and to qualify for state is truly historic because of the work that you guys have put in. So I know that they're looking forward to it. I don't know that they know this, but we're going to surprise them today to let you guys know that you have your own state send-off Thursday morning to congratulate you guys, right? So we're very excited for that, because you represent all of us at Willowbrook High School, and it's really special to be able to say that you guys are state-bound and state qualifiers, and looking forward to the games that you're going to play in Rockford.
So you'll be participating in Rockford, Illinois, Harlem High School on October 28th and 29th. I understand when you get out there, though, you're going to get a special treat and you get to see some hockey. You want to talk about that at all? Who are you going to watch play hockey?
The Rockford Ice Hogs.
Okay.
Are going to play against a team.
That's all right, the Rockford Ice Hogs. So you'll go to the ice arena, watch a little hockey, and then play volleyball. I know you're playing on Saturday and Sunday. It takes a lot. I know, not only do you worry about school, then you have volleyball, but I want to ask, what other sports are you guys involved in? Christian, we'll start with you.
track, basketball, and volleyball.
Awesome. So track, basketball, volleyball. How about yourself, Trey?
Hockey,
Yes.
volleyball, basketball, and I want to play soccer.
Amazing. So you find time to, not only to go to school, but also to participate in multi-sports. And obviously you're pretty good at what you do now. So we're looking forward to maybe a state qualifying basketball, state qualifying track again, and maybe some soccer next year. How about other things beyond the school day? What do you like to do? I know you're employed in the community. Where do you work?
TJ Maxx and GFS.
Okay. Now, what do you guys like to do in your free time?
Or play basketball with my friends.
Play basketball with your friends? How about yourself, Christian?
Just go in the middle.
Yeah? Awesome.
Good.
So you got state send-off, just let that out.
Yep,
So
very excited for that. The whole team will be there. I know a lot of the staff and teachers will be there to congratulate you and many of our students, to send you off and take pictures in front of our state banners, that say good luck at state, because obviously, this is a big deal. You guys had to qualify to get to this point. And I know the tournament that you played in LaGrange was very exciting. We got a chance to see the videos of how excited you were, as well as your parents, obviously. So what are they looking forward to in terms of Rockford? Are they looking forward to the travel and the games that you guys are going to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. How about you guys? What are you most excited about for the games and the travel?
To win.
To win? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm on the Villa Park page. Yeah, the whole team is on there.
Oh, so you're on the
Right.
Villa Park newspaper, huh? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, there you go.
We try to capture all the great stories that occur at both high schools, and your story this year is incredible. First state qualifiers in volleyball in the history of Willowbrook High School. So congratulations. We're so proud of you and your coaches and your accomplishments, and we'll have the send off and get you guys off the state. And on behalf of the district, we're very proud of everything that you guys have done. So thank you. Mr. Krause, any closing comments?
Just want to say, as Dr. Helton said, congratulations again, and so proud of you guys. And I know that extends to all the rest of your teammates and your coaches and the work that you guys have put in. Because I know when we finish here, you're going back to practice. So you're getting ready for the state tournament, right? You've got to be ready. You're there to compete, and like you said, Christian, to win. So, but the best part I think about watching your guys' games is how much fun you have playing the game, and always enjoy that. And we're excited to share in that with you a little bit. So congratulations, guys.
Congratulations. Well, congratulations to the Willowbrook Special Education Olympics volleyball team on making school history, and we wish them the best of luck at the fall games on October 28th and 29th. We'll be right back to highlight two more District 88 student athletes who recently competed in the USA Wrestling U.S. Marine Corps Cadet and Junior National Championships. Stay tuned. Welcome back. With me now are Addison Trail Jr., Guillermo Juarez, and Willowbrook Senior Jack Jessen, along with their principals, Michael Bolden from Addison Trail and Dr. Daniel Krause from Willowbrook. Jessen and Juarez had tremendous success during the recent USA Wrestling U.S. Marine Corps Cadet and Junior National Championships, and they're here to talk about their experiences today. First of all, from a school standpoint, Mike, Dan, how does it feel to have all Americans walking through your hallways?
It's a great experience. Part of the coming back and starting a new school year, the excitement is to find out what our students have done all summer long and the accomplishments, whether it's academic work, camps they've gone to, jobs, and to see athletically what they've done and worked hard at. And to have Guillermo come back and hear that he's an All-American was just one of those exciting moments to say, here's one of AT's best, who's out there working really hard at something that he is so passionate about and loves so much, and to have that national success is great for him, his family, but also Addison Trail and the entire Addison community. So we couldn't be prouder of the dedication and success that he's had.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. And similarly at Willowbrook, obviously, hearing about the success that you've had, Jack, over the course of your not just high school career, but over your wrestling career, and you couple that with the other, activities and sports that you participate in, we wonder how you fit time in to do all these things. But obviously, truly honored to have you represent Willowbrook High School, and it's special in terms of starting the school year, knowing that going into your senior year, all the rest of the students are seeing, Jack's accomplishments and Guillermo, I'm sure, as well, knowing that you guys are now only a couple weeks away from wrestling season. Well, maybe not Jack. We need you a few more weeks, weeks plural, by the way, for football playoffs. But yes, we want to make sure that obviously the wrestling season, I'm sure you guys are very much looking forward to.
Well, for Guillermo and Jack, I know to be able to go to Fargo, and Fargo is where they host the USA Wrestling Nationals, and this happened from July 14th to July 22nd. But to get to Fargo, you have to qualify, and I know you have to be either a state champion or a state runner-up, or you have to place in a regional national contest. So why don't we first start talking about how you qualified for Fargo? How did you qualify to be amongst the best in America, just to compete for All-American honors? Memo?
I had a lot of training. My coaches put me through hell. It's something you have to go through to be one of the best. So my coaches, every day I was tired, they'll send me a message. They'll be like, hey, you want to be here. we see you, you have the heart, you have the passion. So, once you have the passion and you have the heart, it's all in the work, your work ethic. You want to just put it all out there. And I remember my coach telling me before this, he's like, I have very high hopes on you. He's like, you don't want to, go out there and just not do anything. You want to come home with something. You want to make your family proud. And I remember, like, I don't really do this. I don't really, like, do a lot of freestyle and Greco. It's like my second year doing that. So I was in the room. I would, like, sometimes just invite one of my partners, and I'll go, me and him, just one-on-one, and have coach in the corner, just, showing me new moves or new technique or something that will benefit me during my matches. So a lot of help came from them, from my coaches. They believed in me, and when someone believes in you, you want to just, like, have them keep believing in you. So all that work ethic that came from my heart and from my passion, and I would like to take my coaches for that too.
Which coaches?
Coach Serial, Coach JESSEN, Coach Holland, Coach Kelly, Coach Pingle. Those coaches, those really helped me out. I have a lot of background. So.
Now, how did you make it to Fargo? Your qualifying tournament was it state?
Yeah, it was a state. I qualified through the state. I placed second for both freestyle and Greco.
Okay, and when I say freestyle, it's very similar to high school, but it's the Olympic style, and the Greco-Roman focuses on just really the upper body. You can't use your legs, and both freestyle and Greco-Roman, the higher you throw people, the more points you get for it. So it's a pretty aggressive and athletic style. Jack, why don't you talk about what got you to Fargo? Maybe talk about your training and people who are influential, and then move into the qualifying tournament and kind of how you got there.
Yeah, definitely. The training is rigorous. It challenges you physically, mentally. It prepares you for this big tournament, for this big stage. So when you get to that stage, you're ready for it. We're doing 2-3 practices a day, followed up by 2-3 couple mile runs in the day, early in the morning, late at night, followed up by some lifts, and then just getting in the room with extra time with the coaches. Texting your friends saying, "Hey, you doing anything? Let's go to the gym. Let's get a workout in." And the coaches are really there to push you and to show your highest potential to get in there. I qualified for Fargo at Greco and Freestyle State. I took second at Greco State, and I took first at Freestyle State. So those are my qualifiers for Fargo.
Okay, how about the tournament at Fargo? So now you're in the tournament, and you were an All-American at Greco. You want to talk about that? Maybe how your place and who helped you? A very significant person in the history of Addison Trail Wrestling.
Yeah.
Helped you or coached you at Fargo.
Veronica Carson, she helped me out a lot. She was just there pushing me, helping me get through down weight. It was really hard for me because actually for Freestyle State, I didn't make weight for the second weigh-ins. So once you have someone there coaching you and just helping you out, you want to give up. You take out a lot of weight out of your body, and you want to lay down, and you're tired. But she was there. She called me up, and she texted me every day. She's like, "Hey," she's like, "You need something to drink." She was just there, being like emotionally and mentally. So and I know a lot about her background. My coaches would always tell me about her, how good she was, how amazing, her work ethic. So I wanted someone there in my corner like her.
Okay.
If I have someone in my corner like her, she'll teach me something after every of my matches.
Okay.
So having her around there was just overwhelming, and it's just everything I had in my mind, from not making weight, from not, from just letting everybody down, from my family. I feel like I did let them down without making weight. Having her there was just everything was calm. I could go out there, be me, do all the things I can do right, and actually become an All-American.
And you beat somebody in the tournament who had beaten you in state, right? Mm-hmm. So that's exciting. And in the face of adversity, you overcame. So you had the making weight issue, and then you overcame and became an All-American. First All-American Addison Trail and Greco since Kareem Fuentes 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's exciting. Jack, in yourself, how many times have you All-American at Fargo now?
I will be in 8-time All-American.
8-time All-American, and this year you took second in freestyle, mm-hmm. and you were the Greco-Roman national champions. Why don't you talk about some highlights of the Fargo tournament for you, the nationals?
Well, the Fargo tournament, the first style is freestyle. I consider that one of my better styles in wrestling. Coming out of a week of training camp, you wrestled the same guys for a week straight. You're hungry you want to wrestle the other guys. You want to wrestle the best competition, and started off the tournament really good. Made it all the way to the finals. Got beat in the finals by a kid who I've wrestled previously, and having that loss just kind of it upset me a lot, because I trained really hard for this, and to come up short was just devastating. But I used that like motivation to get me ready for the next tournament through Greco, and then that's just pushed me all the way through. And then into the finals, I was going against a kid who I lost at state, and came out on top in that match.
Pinned him, right?
Yeah.
Pinned him. An incredible experience. I mean, in both principals, I mean, it's amazing because they're very involved in supporting wrestling from the grade schools in the community to spring styles being practiced at your facilities. You want to talk about that at all?
We're really excited because throughout our community now in our middle schools, we have different youth-based programs that have emerged over the last year and a half, 2 years. So at Jackson, Jefferson, and Albright, and just the excitement in the students that are participating. Some are considering an intramural-based activity, and some are going to start as a competitive component, and just means it's generating enthusiasm and excitement in all students. And I think what's exciting, we're hearing about young men and young ladies that are participating in middle school as they gear up for high school wrestling, and the potential to be sitting right here, similar to you guys, as potential All-Americans in the future.
Agreed. I think the success that we've seen at both high schools in wrestling has trickled down, and we've seen the impact it's had, not just athletics and for an opportunity for these students to be involved in something at school, but just listening to you gentlemen today, you can hear of all the other skills you've learned, the dedication, the hard work, the work ethic that goes into your success will translate into everything you do the rest of your life. And to know that our junior high school is also supporting that, to get kids involved even younger, just supports that they're going to be more successful in high school academically, with friends, and again with the success that they've had. And we've seen it really have an impact on young people each and every day and each and every year, and has opened up many opportunities for them after high school, like it will for both of you gentlemen. And so we are just very excited to have the support of our junior high school, as well as the community wrestling programs that are out there, and working with the youngest of students in the sport. So we're excited for that, and we want to continue to have that partnership.
I think it's one of the things that maybe you guys don't see firsthand, but we hear about, is the impact you're having on those 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th graders who are thinking about wrestling or just starting out in wrestling. They look at you guys as the role models, probably much like you did when you were starting out in wrestling, and you recognized other people that you saw on the mat and were older at the time. That's what you guys have created in this community, in our communities now, is a history and a legacy that you'll leave behind, because there'll be other people that'll say, I want to be just like Guillermo, I want to be just like Jack, and I want to do the types of things they've done, and potentially break your records, right, that you guys have set. So I think that's something that's exciting to watch.
It's amazing. Both Addison Trail and Willowbrook have long histories of amazing wrestlers. And whether it starts off at Indian Trail, Albright, Jackson, Jefferson, Headlock, or Young Warriors, or you guys have made a difference, and you've set the standard in the community from being a 94-pound cadet All-American at Greco to being the 182-pound junior freestyle national runner-up, and then the national champion Greco. I mean, we're proud as a district. We follow you, we watch you, and I know you gave a shout out to some coaches. How about yourself, Jack? Shout out to some people who really made a difference in your life as a wrestler.
Some people who have really impacted my wrestling is Coach Israel Martinez over at Addison. He's really changed my entire style of wrestling around and made me who I am today. Also Micah Benefield, Justin Purge, Brendan Murphy, Gary Walker, they have also made a huge impact on me.
We talk a lot about it takes a village, and you guys sound like you have a lot of people willing to give their time, and you've taken advantage of it and really separated yourselves from the rest of the country. Now, Jack, I know you've made a verbal commitment in college. You're going to pursue wrestling. You want to talk about that at all? Where you're going to go, and or can we share that publicly yet?
Yeah, I'll be continuing wrestling at Northwestern University. I'll be signing that official signing day on November 8th.
That's exceptional. So not only are you a great wrestler, we know that you're a great student too. And Guillermo, congratulations. Jack, principals, any closing remarks with our, we've got some amazing athletes from state volleyball to national place winners and All-Americans and national champs in wrestling.
Yeah. just very proud, and obviously looking really forward to the wrestling season. Absolutely.
Yes, congratulations and thanks for all you've done for your school and the community. So congratulations.
Any shout outs for you guys before we close this section?
No, just my coaches, my family. Thank you for everything you've done. Also my teammates, Brian Reyes, Zhang, Christian Ariano, all my teammates, I thank you guys for just being there for me. Sometimes I can be, annoying, but I know you guys got my back.
Yeah, I'd also like to thank my family and all my teammates who have really pushed me to get to where I am today.
All right. Stay with us, and we'll be right back to share important information regarding the Every Student Succeeds Act and Senate Bill 1947. Joining me now, our District 88 Director of Curriculum Instruction and Assessment, Dr. Adam CIBULKA, WILLOWBROOK Principal, Dr. Daniel KRAUSE, and Addison Trail Principal, Michael Bolden. As with many school districts in Illinois, we recently faced a challenging time with a state budget stalemate. Despite state and local financial uncertainty, we are committed to maintaining a stable and fiscally responsible budget. In late August, we were very pleased when the state approved Senate Bill 1947, a new school funding law that looks to provide a comprehensive solution to inadequacy and inequity in education funding throughout Illinois. Also aligned to that focus of providing equity for all students is the Every Student Succeeds Act, or ESSA, which is a law that was passed in December 2015 that reauthorizes the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965 and replaces No Child Left Behind. So, Dan, Mike, Adam, if I'm sitting at home and I want to know the basics of ESSA, what are they?
Well, I think from a goal perspective, it is a comprehensive approach to evaluating schools. One thing that we've transitioned from was through No Child Left Behind, just to focus on a single test score. For us, that was the ACT and the Prairie State Achievement Exam, to now more of a comprehensive view. So schools will be measured on a variety of pieces. The largest component being at the high school level, the graduation rate, a 4, 5, 6-year graduation rate, as well as components of the new standardized test for high school students, which is the SAT, and then some other components, which include chronic truancy and minimizing that, freshman on track rate, which is simply the number of students that are on track to graduate at the conclusion of their freshman year. And then lastly, college and career readiness indicators. We as all high schools throughout the state, focus on our students being college and career ready. And one way, there's a lot of different ways students can become career ready. We know college readiness is shown obviously through our standardized test scores and their graduating from high school, but career readiness can be a variety of different things, from workplace experiences to internships to volunteerism. And so all of those things now help measure a school, and we'll begin to track those as a district.
4, 5, and 6-year graduation rates, why is that significant?
It's very significant. We've been talking about this for years now, and when it's just been the 4-year graduation rate. There's some students that we receive that takes longer than 4 years. And for example, some students that are coming learning English for the first time. We have to teach the content, meet the graduation requirements, and you can imagine a student who has not mastered the English language yet would need some additional time to accomplish all the requirements for graduation. So having the ability to say, hey, we're still working with students and meeting their needs, and it's just taking a little bit longer, but we're still getting them to graduation. Many of our students with IEPs, again, because of some challenges that they may have and accommodations we must provide them, it's going to take them a little longer to reach that end and that graduation. And so while we have that IEP and we're working towards their goals that the IEP team sets, it's going to take us more than the typical 4 years. And so having these multiple years of graduation rates really reflects truly what we're doing and how we're preparing our students to be successful in the end. And so we're really glad. It's one of the changes that we're really excited to see. So it really shows the success our students are having, not just in that 4 years, but for those students that might take a 5th and 6th year to finish their graduation requirements.
I think to add to that, the significance of the graduation rate, as Mike mentioned, allows us over the course of the full high school career to really work with our students. And that's what we've been saying all along as high schools, as schools overall in the state, is measure us for everything we do, not just the one day that we used to administer the ACT. While that's important and still a component to the ESSA plan, the reality of what we do comprehensively over the course of the high school career for every one of our students is going to be important. And the 4-, 5-, and 6-year graduation rate allows us to personalize that, so that we don't assume that every student has to fit a specific mold of graduating in 4 years. There are going to be individual students that it's going to be appropriate for them to finish in 5 or 6 years, and we can provide the supports for them as they do that. Because we all know that if you don't finish high school, if you don't graduate high school, there are limited to no options available to you in the workforce, in the workplace, and from a standpoint of the remainder of your life. So we want to be sure that we're helping students support them throughout that journey. And if it means it takes 5 years, then that's great, because it means that they're going to finish high school and then transition into either the workplace or a college setting or additional training programs, regardless of how much time it took them to finish high school.
Excellent. So we know that the state report card, 10% of that will be English language skills, ELA on the SAT, and then we know that another 10% math skills on the SAT, 50% the graduation rate, as you've pointed out, 4-, 5-, and 6-year. There's also an English language learner component on there. We look at another component, the freshman on track to graduate. That'll be new. What does that mean?
So freshman on track is defined as a student not failing more than one semester of a core course during their grade 9 years. So core courses are English, math, science, and social studies. And so that being a new metric for us in measuring our success, and we've tracked grades and the progress of students for a long time, but this allows us to drill down and make sure that students are successful right when they start with us. And so our building teams review how students are doing throughout their freshman year. We have progress reports that come out every 6 weeks, and at those points in time, we reflect and we say which students are struggling right now, and do we need to focus additional time and interventions with, so they can be successful. Because we know that if a student struggles their freshman year, it's very difficult for them to get back on track, their sophomore, junior, or senior year. And again, we want students to all be ready for college and career. And the best start you can have is a good freshman year. And so, like I said, we monitor that every 6 weeks, so we can intervene with the proper support for the students.
As principals of high schools in the state of Illinois, it's got to be refreshing that it's no longer just a measurement based on an attainment score. How are your staff, how are they reacting to such a, the new law?
I think, as we continue to unwrap it and understand and have a comprehensive understanding, because it is so involved, and having multiple measures, something that we've been asking for so many years, they're ready to embrace it, to know that they, as classroom teachers, can have such an impact. And as Dr. CIBULKA pointed out, that freshmen on track, we know if we focus on the beginning, having them successful, having them involved in school, providing them the supports that they need early on, it's going to really have an impact on the graduation rates that we spoke about, and that students will have more opportunity to be successful. We know some will still struggle, but if we intervene early, and if we intervene prior to the completion of a semester and the completion of a grade, and we can catch them while they're still working in a class to provide that support, they can be successful freshman year, and really be on track and stay on track for graduation. Because the biggest challenge is when a student feels overwhelmed, they feel behind, and they feel like they can't get out of the hole that they're in. Sometimes that can be a challenge for them, and if we can keep them and keep pushing them along the way from freshman year on, we really think that the success will be there. And our teachers are right there. Our freshman teachers are monitoring, are involved, are looking for every opportunity to provide students with the opportunities to demonstrate what they know and are able to do in each of their classes.
I think one of the significant strengths in District 88 has always been the focus on the freshman year. So the personalization as soon as students start high school, so whether it be the house structure at Addison Trail, the cohorts at the time at Willowbrook and New Beginnings, and in terms of a transition peer mentoring and tutoring program to help ninth grade students be successful in their first year of high school has been vital to us, for so long. It's nice to see it being recognized as a component of accountability now, because we've always recognized that was the key for student success in the rest of their high school career. If we could make sure that students started with a strong foundation in their ninth grade, their freshman year, they were going to be springboarded to success in so many other areas and arenas. And also at the same time, if we intervened quick enough at the ninth grade, we could help to alleviate and hopefully head off potential concerns as they continued in high school. So I think this has been, for our staff, a welcome component to accountability, because it's such an aspect of what we focus on already.
I was just part of a discussion with a group of superintendents, and 62.5% of this report card is going to be based on student failure. And I know last spring before the board, both of you guys brought your math department chairs to the board, and they talked about rethinking failure. Do anybody want to touch that?
So the math departments really have taken the lead in both buildings and making sure that we look at student performance and learning over a period of the time within their semester, and then also identifying the specific areas that they have gaps in their skills. So instead of simply saying at the end of the semester what was the average grade that that individual student had and issuing a grade, they looked at the individual units that students successfully completed and then did not complete, and they're working backward to remediate those. So what they did at the end of the school year is they extended the school year for students who issued it incomplete, and then students came in June and completed their coursework so that they didn't fail. And then what it means for students is they don't have an F on their transcript, first and foremost, and secondly, they're able to transition more effectively because our classroom teachers are working with them directly to remediate and intervene as soon as possible, as opposed to waiting a full summer or even a course of a school year to go back and relearn skills when we already know that the areas that they need support in. So we're now taking that model to transition into other areas of our building and our school.
And that sort of thinking outside of the box by our staff really demonstrates their desire to ensure students are successful. As you pointed out with that model, it's not like maybe in the past where students failed a course and has to take that entire course all over. That student learned and maybe has mastered and understands many of those units. Let's just focus on the parts of the course that the student struggled in or had other issues that came up in their life during that time, and let's remediate those. And I think that leadership and that kind of thought process with our staff really demonstrates providing the best opportunities for all of our students to be successful.
Now, Adam, another component to the ESSA plan is, especially in Illinois, the redefining ready, or college, not only college readiness exhibited by a GPA of 2.8 or grade point average of 2.8 or above, and either dual credit or advanced placement credit, or coursework A, B, and C and above. There's also a component called career readiness. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Sure. It's really given us an opportunity as a school district to celebrate a lot of the work that our students do above and beyond the school day. So whether or not it be participation in an extracurricular activity, whether or not that it be such as both schools have, students working on political campaigns as an intern, even going so far as to give credit for students in consistent workplace experience. So if they have a job where they're working consistently, no longer is that seen as potentially a negative thing that they can't participate in an athletic or activity or a club because they're working. It's actually celebrated because they've showed their determination and they're willing to work and go follow through on that commitment. So we'll be, as a school district, begin to track these things over time, and we'll be able to celebrate them. As you'd mentioned, we've for years had advanced placement courses, which are college level courses delivered at the high school level. We have dual credit courses in terms of partnerships with local universities and colleges to where students can earn college credit at the high school. And so now we get to celebrate the things like the career certifications students are earning in our career and technical education field. As well as I mentioned, those internships, those workplace experiences, the extracurricular activities, all those together show indicators that students are career ready. And that's what we want to do is be able to demonstrate our students are college and career ready.
We think, as far as what the Illinois plan is right now, ESSA is pretty strong. It seems like the state has responded to everything the educational community has been asking for. I know our associated elementary districts, they've always asked to move away from attainment and to get into student growth, so we're there. Real quick as we close, Dan, I know we haven't talked a lot about Senate Bill 1947 and we'll have follow-up shows, but as a member of the board for the Illinois Principals Association, we finally have an adequate funding formula or an equitable formula that moves throughout the state and money's just not concentrated in one place in the state. Your thoughts or reactions to Senate Bill 1947?
Similar to ESSA, where we obviously took evidence-based approaches to school accountability. So in essence, as Adam was mentioning about college and career readiness, we know that if students are participating in specific activities or career-based programs while they're still in high school, that's going to set again the foundation for them for success beyond high school in their post-secondary environments. Similarly, with adequate funding, Senate Bill 1947 set up the evidence-based model based upon 27 different unique components that every school has, or indicators. So each school's level and district's level of funding needs are identified by the student populations we serve. And that significantly changes the structure of what we've done in the state of Illinois. We've assumed that every school always needed the same type of percentage of allocation. Now we're looking at the unique needs of each school and district. And I think that's going to really link well to the work that we're doing obviously with ESSA, and certainly provide a much more equitable and adequate approach to school funding than we've ever seen before. It won't require schools that have significant local funding to reduce their costs and reduce their programs necessarily, but it may mean that other schools will receive additional supports because of the unique populations they serve.
This is historical, taking care of all kids in the state, taking care of all students in the state of Illinois in this legislation. We thank our legislative leaders. No matter what challenges we face in public education, we will remain focused on building futures for our students and partnering with stakeholders to accomplish our mission of working for the continuous improvement of student achievement. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to tune in again during our next segment of the State of District 88, which will air right out here on ACTV. To stay up to date with all the great things happening in District 88, visit our website at dupage88.net, where you can sign up for our electronic newsletter and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.